post level on that post, and now I'm going to put in my next panel. The first thing I did is take a string and mark off my line where I wanted it to be, and then I used some marking paint to mark the line and get the string out of my way. One thing you have to determine when you're doing fencing is if you want the top to be level, if you can, on flat ground, or if you want it to follow the path of the soil. Either way, you're going to have to do some figuring. If you're going to follow the path of the soil, it's not as bad, but it doesn't look as good as having a straight line on the top. So if you have a straight line on the top, keep in mind you're going to have to fill in any deviations in the soil on the bottom or notch it out to get the fence through. On this one, I'm keeping the top straight, so I have to notch out the bottom soil in some places. With my post 3 foot in the ground, as you can see, I'm going to have to bring the ground up quite a bit. That was the plan from the original, to keep the top straight. Make sure that we have a nice clean look on the top once we fill in the ground, because it has that deviation. It dips down and then it comes back up over here. So a couple yards of soil's cheap, and we can raise that up and make it look perfect. So my next step with this type of fence, you can see there's little clips that go inside the post on this rail. I'm just going to slide that in there, lock that into place, bring it out to its furthest point, line it up on my white line. So once I get this near level, I'm just going to mark down here where the end of my rail is. On this fence, it's 90 inches from inside of post to inside of post. So I'm measuring 90 inches on this rail here, and I'm going to make a mark to right here. And that's where my post has to be, the inside of my post. In order for my panels to line up right, that's where the inside of my post has to be. So I know I can mark the center of my hole right about here. I'll just push that down in the ground, and that's where I'm going to dig. Now I don't have to take the rail back out. I can just set it aside and keep it in there, just so I have enough room to dig my hole. Once I get my hole dug to where I need it to be, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in it and then check for level on my line. That side's a little hot. I'm going to put a little soil in the ground there for this one. Because I just set that post there and the concrete is still curing up, I want to be careful not to move it. So I'm just going to lift this out of the hole carefully and set it aside. Once I get it close to level, put my post level on, get it level straight up and get it plumb. Both ways. Make sure I'm not twisted on my line. Keep the post straight with my line. I'm not concerned about it being perfect yet, but I'm near level there. Now I have to check for my 90 inches in between my posts. There we have it, 90 inches in between posts, and I'm pretty close to plumb. I'm ready to level it out. I just have to bring that side down a little bit. First I'll just try and pull down on it, put a little weight on it. That one more time, I should be good to go. And there it is. Now on this panel system, there's a little plastic sleeve like that you can slide in and out on the end, the two end pieces. So you want to start with one of those and make sure the sleeve is facing the post. Just going to drop it in there, push it down in, push it up against my post. These have a tongue and groove system on them. Just make sure you follow the manufacturer's directions, which way it goes. Keep in mind you don't want to do it on a windy day, especially by yourself. It doesn't take much wind. So just keep pushing the slats together, drop it down in the track, push the tongue into the groove, go until you get to the end. Now when you get to the end one, you can lean the post out a little bit because you haven't put any concrete in it yet, and then slide this guy, start a little high up, get your tongue in there, get it in between the post, and slide it down in between the two. And then you can bring your post back and you can put it into place. Push the post back up to it, make sure it's nice and plumb. Next thing I'm going to do is put the top rail on. You get it lined up and then you slide it in. Once you got your panels in, your top rail on, make sure you're plumb against the panels. It's time to plumb it this way, and you can do that as you're putting the concrete in. Now I'm going to use fast setting because I want it to cure up quickly. Make sure you're using the right concrete for your situation. I like this one because you can pour it in the ground and then add the water. Make sure once you put the concrete in the ground to recheck for plumb before you wet it up. Now sometimes these don't want to stay 100%. That's why they give you the sleeve. But also you can put a screw up in the top up here. If you come down from the top and push back in, you can put a screw up in there on the top of the rail inside the post to keep it from moving if you need to. Now it's time to add my water. I got almost 2 bags of concrete in there. So I'm going to use whatever it says on the bag per bag. Well, that's how I install fence panels that have the slats and the rails on the top and the bottom that slide into the posts. I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share my videos. We need to get more and more subscribers so I can bring you better and better videos. Thanks for watching Home Maintenance Mastery, where I help you build better. Support my channel in style. Get yourself a carpenter sweatshirt made by Home Maintenance Mastery. It's got the hammer on it, so you can smash that subscribe button.